We all in there now? Little K. Gifford here. What the holy hell? So we've reached a new low in America. Now, transgender service people have been banned immediately by the Supreme Court of the United States, pending. Whoa, sorry. I've got to turn Do Not Disturb on. Hang on. I forgot to do that. Focus. I am not focused. That's for damn sure. Okay. So the Supreme Court has banned transgender. Thousands and thousands of service people already serving with no problem whatsoever, faithfully, dutifully, have now lost their jobs while it goes through lower courts. But there was a stay on Trump's executive order to ban them while it went through the courts, and the Supreme Court upheld the Trump administration's, I don't know what you call it, push to plea to go on and kick them out now while we work it out later. In the same way we're doing everything, just kick them out later. Oh, yeah, we needed some of those essential personnel, didn't we, in the Pentagon, in the health department, in everything. But to hell with it. They just break it and throw it out there and clean up the pieces that roll around. That's the way the administration is doing this now. And I am livid. I even went a shade more livid on my hair because I feel like I decided my hair should start to match my anger level. It's going to be fire engine red pretty soon. That's for sure. But here's the deal. This isn't a bitch fest. Well, it is. But it's also, we have a chance to take back the Senate. We have one governorship up for grabs in 2025. One. These are the people that you should be supporting. Go check out Emily's list. Go look at the Democratic, any one of the emails. There's 1,000 in your inbox right now. You know it. Check them out. And donate to your local, not your, but to local elections. I've got small donations going monthly to half of, if not more than that now. And I'm striving to have a donation going to each and every Democrat in a primary challenge or a gubernatorial challenge, any kind of office. Because as you know, it starts at the grassroots. That's what we keep saying. It's like, stop bitching about the fact that we lost and start wondering why. Why? I still think, I'd like to believe that more people are decent than not. I'd like to believe that. I'd like to believe that there's huge amounts of miscommunication and things we can work on. But I know we can't work on any of it if we don't stabilize human rights. Stabilize isn't the right word. Regain. As a woman, I've talked about it many times. I had an abortion, a medically necessary abortion, after my baby died at 11 weeks. And they immediately did a D&C. And now that would be a procedure that would require courts and doctors having to prove themselves and to prove that the baby was deceased. And that waiting time would have endangered me and the 3 children I have had since, my 3 adult sons, who are very glad they're here. I'm not here to make a case for or against abortion, but just let everybody do their own thing. Let it be their choice. How about that? One moment, please. Hello? I'll be down in a bit. My husband is home early. Yeah, I have a wonderful life, a wonderful husband. I have a book coming out. I've spent the last week working with David Friedman, author of Food Insanity. And 2 weeks ago, I got to work personally with Jack Canfield, the #1 selling author in the world, Chicken Soup for the Soul, and the Success Principles, both of those series he wrote and or co-authored. And he's just a great guy. And he helped me with my book. He helped me with my cover, my everything. I have a wonderful life. But I see people every day that do not. And it makes me feel sad or bad. I feel something in the pit of my stomach that seems to be missing from the billionaire class. I mean, they're like quoting Nishwa, like, as empathy is bad, terrible thing. Empathy is makes people make choices against their interests. It's like empathy makes society make choices in the best interests of everybody. Empathy allows us to see outside of ourselves and feel something. But clinically speaking, approximately 4% of the human population, and there are different studies that go up to 10%, are what we call sociopathic or psychopathic. And we can even look at their brains when we show them pictures of people being hurt. And instead of having a normal empathetic response, they just don't. And people can argue whether it's nurture or nature, but science and psychology says it's both. The man who I can't remember his name, but he did a big special on this. Go look it up, documentary on sociopaths. And he himself carries the genetic twist that they have found that many sociopaths carry. And it's frightening to think that so many people are fooled by these sociopaths. And I'm wondering if you understand the connection between education, healthcare, housing, the basic things that you're calling people like me socialist for wanting for everybody. Those are the basic things and the only things that will keep us going forward as a society. You've kicked out, in the process of kicking out, field workers. Now crops are being destroyed in fields. Millions of tons of crops are being destroyed in fields because there's no one to pick them. I don't know anybody who would make the choice to work in a factory. I mean, there's all kinds of different kind of factory jobs. I take that back. To be a minimum wage worker on a factory line. That job, these barely get ahead jobs, these jobs that were outsourced because no one wanted to do them here. There aren't any fabric factories in America anymore. I used to be a salesperson for Lazy Boy, their number one salesperson in the Midwest, as a matter of fact. And I had 100% American-made product except for the fabric, because there aren't any fabric factories in America except for little specialty places. So what I'm getting at is the rich class needs to dumb down the lower classes. And there's a frightening to those in power wave of intellect, of knowledge, of science, of media sharing all this information. So what they did was counter it with lies and lies and lies. And they back up their countering it with lies by removing access to the things that allow people to better themselves in life. And then they add in a media push that's supposed to promote this, like, oh, isn't it great to be a factory worker in America? Let's bring back the jobs. It's like that nobody can live on. You won't increase the minimum wage federally to a living wage. Factory entry jobs do not pay a living wage in general. So don't be fooled by this idea that we're going to bring manufacturing back to America. Yes, I would love to see more and more of it. Yes, I try to buy local and statewide as much as I can. And I think that is great. But we can't deny the world economy. We cannot deny the world economy. And we have set it up in such a way that trade isn't just about trade, which is necessary because we don't all make the same things, and it's really nice for us all to have things, right? It's also, trade is bigger than that. It's about compassion. It's about the humanitarian aid with these countries. It's about stepping in instead of what we just did was pull our US aid out to the point that people, thousands of people have already died that cannot get medicines, that cannot get treatment. And when there are major disasters, China swoops in. They've got aid, they've got help. So if you're worried about China, then why don't you vote in such a way that we can keep our goodwill in the world? Why don't you vote to keep funding US aid? Because if you don't want to do it for yourself, for your country, think about your Christian principles or your Islamic principles or your Jewish or whatever your principles are. Do unto others as they would do unto you, as you would have them do unto you. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Is that so goddamn hard? I just, I haven't lost my faith in America, but I have lost my faith in the information exchange systems of the world and the people controlling them. So from securing our voting system, from inside influence, much less outside influence, is primary key. And the idea that we're going to protect all these intellectual properties is pretty much out the window, with AI outstripping our ability to even understand what it's capable of. For instance, today I got a call from my bank, and I was ordering online from a store, and I had ordered one thing for pickup and I was ordering another thing to be shipped. And they said, do you authorize, we've noticed suspicious activity. Do you authorize this? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on there right now. So then I do my thing, order. I've hung up from the bank already, fraud prevention, who called me? And now I look at my account and I realize that wasn't me. At the exact same time that I was making 2 purchases from a store, somebody else had made a purchase from the store. So I call them back. Now I'm on the phone with loss prevention at my bank. And while we were talking, another charge came in. I had still open the store I was shopping on, because I did that on purpose. I was about to make a 3rd order. And because I'm stocking up, things are going to get hard to get. It was like eyeliner and brow mascara. Yeah, super important stuff here. Hair color. So at the same time I've got that open on the screen, someone made another order. And the bank couldn't stop them from doing it. I have to wait for the post to pend and then dispute them, which will be easy and they'll take it off. But know that somebody now can see if you are online, tap into your card as you are using it and use it simultaneously. I don't know how it all works, but I'm guessing that this is some kind of AI influence, probably. So do be safe out there. June 14th is going to be a nationwide rally, gathering of souls like you have never seen. Please be there. And if you hate us, please watch what's going on. Think about it. Consult your Bible, Torah, Quran, whatever. Think about it. It's really your life. It's really your future. The choices you make are really going to affect what happens to you and your children. This is not the time to be a populist or a nationalist. This is time to be a humanist and a realist. So you're not going to get rid of gay people. You can kick them out of the military, but you're not going to get rid of them. People have been gay since time began. Evidently, there's always been a history of just a spectrum of normal sexuality, a spectrum of normal gender fluidity. I am not going to convince those who don't believe that of that. Evidently, they could read the science, but they're not interested. But I can hopefully persuade you to look at your own best interests. And if you want medical care, if you want your children to go to college without being saddled with debt or trade school or whatever, if you want your family to have the same kind of medical care that rich people have, then just vote for it. If it happens to also allow gay people to exist like they do and always will, that's not in any way hurting you. You're never going to stop transgender people from being transgender or gay people from being gay any more than they can stop you from being heterosexual. And the thing is, they don't try. So why are you trying to change them? Why are you trying to strip their rights away? Why are you allowing the Supreme Court of the United States to take away the rights of your friends and neighbors, some of our children? Why? How does that help your future? MAGA? No, I don't want a conversation, but I will look at your comments. TikTok hides them because it may hurt my feelings. And I'm like, bring it. You can't hurt my feelings. And this country belongs to everybody, and we will get it back from you. Good day. Seems like a good day. Like and subscribe. Ring the bell. You can ring.